Welcome everyone to another VGMU First 30. I'm your host Maverick888, and today we're talking some Starcraft II Heart of the Swarm. Let me just come out and say right away that this is actually one of the more successful Blizzard releases of the last couple of years. If you remember the Diablo III fiasco and people not even being able to play, I was actually able to get on and play fairly smoothly. There were little hiccups here and there in terms of, trying to log in and get everything set up, but all in all, it wasn't too bad. Now we're going to slide right into the campaign. Now, I played the first couple missions, and I have to say, everything is there if you're expecting a typical Blizzard RTS. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's got a kind of a hybrid RTS and RPG gameplay where, you kind of play through as a commander of sorts, a hero, if you will, and you play through as them, and then they control, and by extension, you control the rest of your armies in a typical RTS fashion. The campaign largely follows the main character, Kerrigan, who is the leader of the Zerg, and obviously, being the leader of the Zerg, you're going to see a lot of Zerg, so don't be surprised if you're playing Heart of the Swarm and there's Zerg everywhere, because this is largely a Zerg expansion. Now, the campaign more or less picks off where Wings of Liberty, Starcraft II Wings of Liberty left off, and you kind of go through the boring tutorial. If you already played the first, Starcraft, you're gonna have to kind of go through the boring tutorial at first to kind of get you, I guess, reintroduced or to introduce, newbies to the game. So you kind of have to bear through that, but it's not too bad. It kind of shows you, the basics of the Zerg and everything, and you kind of get attuned to the whole Starcraft universe again, and helps you get right back in the flow of things while letting you wreak a little havoc with the Zerg in the meantime. Now, despite the fact that the expansion seems to be largely based around the Zerg, the new units that have come out are a little spread across the board. Protoss have received more of the new units than any of the others, but there are some new units to toy with, and there's some more abilities to toy with. I got a little bit of chance to play with the Protoss's new units, the Oracle, which is a pretty cool machine. You gotta check that out, and so don't be too put off by the fact that it's called Heart of the Swarm. You think it's only Zerg only. No, not really. There is some other stuff from the other races, so definitely explore a little bit before you kind of, judge the book by its cover. Now, I wasn't able to play with the multiplayer as much as I'd like. There were a little bit of issues here and there with dialing some resources and things just generally getting stuck, and I wanted to, play as much of the game as I could, so kind of focus a little more on the campaign. I'm sure those issues will be ironed out. It seems like a fairly successful launch otherwise. There doesn't seem to be any connectivity issues. You can actually play the game, with how Blizzard does the DRM, always online DRM now with, Diablo 3 and such. So, it's definitely a little buggy, but by far much better than Diablo 3. So definitely get it now. Check it out. It's definitely worth the play. I mean, it hits all the right nostalgia buttons. It's your typical, RTS. You're not going to see too many, surprises. I mean, it is Blizzard. They kind of hit you with the same stuff, but they usually do it fairly well, and this is not an exception. It's well done so far, and, as the servers issues get worked out and everything, the multiplayer will catch on, and obviously that's where the staying power is of this game. So definitely check it out. It's worth your $60, and let us know what you think about it in the comments. Please subscribe, like, and enjoy the rest of your week playing StarCraft II Heart of the Swarm.